Hi, this is Phil and I'm Marianne, and this is our new floating home, Narrowboat Our Time. We've been on board since June 2024 and we're now exploring the UK canal networks. Come along with us and see what we find. Hi and welcome to the channel. Join us today as we begin to explore another one of Devon's canals. Hope you enjoy. Here's what's coming up later. Bye for now.
Hi guys, we're back again with another canal. This one you may not know so much about. It's a Stover canal. We're heart of Devon. We're down close to Newton Abbot, I suppose is the closest place. We're not sure where. I think we're coming in at the middle of it. We're not entirely sure, but what we'll do is we'll wander up through, take as many pictures as we can, wander down, see if we can find the other end as well. We know we've been to one end already. We'll see if we can get to the other end. What they've done is they've made a nice little cycle path, nature walk. Encourage the tourists quite a lot. But we are right next to a main road, and there is a quarry just off to our left. Now, from memory, I think they used to haul clay. I think it's clay ball. We first thought it was they'd pull granite from the moors, but my understanding is they pull clay down. So this is where we first come in. We'll let you zoom in on that. So it's Templar Way, Teignbridge Lock. So Timoth and Newton Abbot are that way, but we will be going off that way to find the start of the terminus. Let's just have a quick look. Wow. Didn't expect to find this. That's quite some bridge. Oh, I see. They filled it in the other, or they've started to fill it in. As you see, the canal's completely dry in this section. Didn't expect to find that bridge straight off. Oh well, let's wander up, see what else we can find. There we are, stood in that bridge, looking down through. You clearly see the cut. There are some buildings over there. I'm not sure if they're part of the old canal wharf or not. And behind us, we have a site. There's that's the old railway track that used to go up through. Followed the canal, the old-fashioned crossing. Tracks are still in there. I believe there's a station further up. Right, let's see what they've got. They've got the cycle path over there, all nice and tarmac for fast-moving traffic. And then for us, with a more pedestrian pace, they've got this bit of gravel, quite nice in the shade actually. It's a boiling hot day. I didn't bring my shorts. There's a lesson to be learnt. Got Marianne, just been to the dentist. Got a numb face. So no biscuits for you then.
At the northern terminus at Ley Green is where clay from the Bovey Basin was loaded onto barges and taken down to the canal to join the White Lake Channel and the River Tyne to Teignmouth. There it was transshipped onto coastal vessels for onward transmission to the potteries. In the 1820s, Dartmoor granite from Haytor was brought here on the George Templar's granite tramway. Part way along the canal, there was the Graving Dock Lock. Originally built as a normal lock, this dry dock was created by moving out the eastern wall and forming a shelf on which barges could be taken out of the water for repairs to be made. The steam boiler allowed planks to be shaped to fit the hull, pitch was used to seal the hull, and splashes still remain to be seen at either end of the dock. The canal was fed by several feeder arms. The Fishwick feeder, water entered the canal at Ventiford from the Ventiford Brook, the River Bovey, and here from the River Tame. It was channelled across the adjacent field via a sluice on the river near private property called Fishwick House. There was one missing link that we couldn't get to, called Jetty Marsh Lock. Here the canal linked the tidal White Lake Channel onwards to the River Tame. A large basin was built to hold the barges until they could pass through the sea lock when the tide was at the right height. It was rebuilt in granite in 1824 and bears a plaque to that effect, but unfortunately we couldn't find it.
As you see, a lot of the canal it's almost completely filled in. I'm not sure how, it can't be that deep because that's just grass. I should imagine that over the years silt's come down through, people have used it to dump, but this section of the canal is, well, a couple of feet deep if that. I can see there's a gully over the other side which is deeper, but it looks like it's either, I mean, I think it's been closed for, I don't know, Marianne will put it in above, but it's been closed for decades, so I'm guessing that with all the trees and the grass and everything's rotted down and it's slowly filled it up. I think it probably wouldn't be too bad if they wanted to dig it out. Here we are back on the nature walk side of it. Absolutely lovely, peaceful. This section has water in it, all right, not a huge amount, but if I can get a bit closer. Looks like plenty of dogs and what have you have all jumped in, but yeah, I mean it's still holding water, which is, you know, I mean, considering it was built in the 1700s, I believe. Again, I'm sure Marianne will put me right. And again, another one of the bridges, a sluice. I mean, I can only imagine there must be some sort of feeder river or something over there.
I think there's like the old railway station up here.
Oh, okay. Oh, there is. Actually, it's quite wide in places. So there must be some sort of natural water course that's feeding it. Yeah, you wouldn't want to swim in it or drink it or anything. Yeah, oh, that is a spongy bit. Yeah, if you take my weight, it'll take anyone's weight. Well, I didn't expect to find this. I didn't expect to find so much of it in water. Okay, this looks interesting. Ah, this looks very interesting. It's a wide lock then. There you are, canal comes down. We've got at least double width gates, and we've got this, which we can only assume is some sort of dry dock. Let's have a look.
Well, that's what it was like. That's what they've got it to. This is Graving Dock.
Graving Dock. There you are, again, pause if you wanted to. So they looks like...
Graving Dock is another name for a dry dock.
And that's the... So it is a dry dock.
Yeah. Here barges would be floated into the lock chamber over the sill, and the lock emptied, leaving the vessel out of the water. Repair and maintenance of the hull could be carried out. So they come in there, dropped onto there.
else that's interesting. It's been pretty much just filled in canal all the way up, but every once in a while you find a little jewel where someone started to dig it out or repair it. So I can't remember what this is like. There's a garden centre. I've got a funny feeling. Is this where the train station is?
Yeah, that's a cafe now, I think.
Okay, so we know the train line follows along up there through there somewhere. Locksbridge. Again, zoom in there, keep a steady hand, you'll be able to read all about it. So this is Locksbridge. Tea garden. Wow, that is a big lock. That is, I don't know how big that is. It's massive. I know the gates are missing, and we got a double lock. Got to be 70-footer. Through, down through. You've got a tea room, which is unfortunately closed. And then you've got the railway line. I mean, it says stop, look and listen, but I can't remember the last time I saw a train on this particular track. This one goes all the way through to Bovey Tracy, and used to go all the way up to Morton Hampstead on the moors. But there you can see it's the old, well, it must be the old railway station. Got to be, yeah, of course it is. That's the old railway station. And of course we all know that the railway engineers cheated. They simply followed the canals because all the hard work had been done for them. If it's flat enough for a canal, it's flat enough for a railway. But here at least someone's come along, they've turned it into a business. Looks like you can hire bikes, a cup of tea, cup of coffee, probably a cake, and someone's making a go of it. And it looks like somebody in the past has started to dig the lock out. I mean, I know it needs to be done again, but to be fair, I think I've seen worse locks on the main network.
Okay, no.
Someone might have said the K&A, but I couldn't possibly comment. So, carry on up the Templar Way. Oh yeah, yeah, well remembered. We are the knights who say "Nyeh." Oh, beware of the sill. That's a proper sill. And what's left of the gate? Yeah, wouldn't take much to have that back in action. No problem at all. Looks like someone's kept all the ironworks for the gates anyway. Tried to save everything, all the rails. Good on them.
These are bollards that were originally down the avenue and White Lake Channel. I believe barges from Teignmouth may have unloaded coal from Newton Abbot Power Station.
Okay. Well, there we are. It's a bit of an old platform. When they built the railway, they didn't make much of an effort. They literally built 6 feet away from the canal edge. We notice that the train line is starting to climb. So I'm wondering if, because it went up to Morton Hampstead, excuse me, well, they had to start climbing here to make it all the way up. So again, this looks what's going on there? The cut seems to stop there. I'm wondering if they filled in a lock. Well, we're guessing, because this is the loading bay, the loading wharf, sorry, that they have just backfilled it to stop any water from flowing up or down. So this is clearly where they loaded the material. Stack of benches for picnics.
It's very clayey, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm guessing if they used to load clay that some of it went overboard. The old
It's the bottom half of the 200-year-old crane.
yeah, so that's a spindle for one of the old cranes, the original cranes.
And this is the old...
Yeah, and we've got a stone tramway. So it looks like made out of granite, stone tramway with intersections that go off to, oh, it goes off right the way back down. So there's a tramway that zigs and zags all the way down through, and there's one of the trolleys. Now that's showing as having granite on it. I'm sure from what I've read it was actually used to transport clay, but maybe they did both. Maybe they took granite off the moor and clay as well. There must be a pit or a mine around here. And then again you've got it looks like a recreation of the crane. Again, they're lifting granite, so I may be wrong.
When they dug this out, they found the remains of 4 old barges, but it didn't survive from exposure.
This appears to be the terminal for the canal, so we're assuming there's a sluice gate down there. That's where maybe they fed water in from. I can hear water down through where they loaded up the clay or the granite, and off it went down towards Newton Abbot. We'll look the other side. I can definitely hear water. Aha. There we have it. There's a gate. I'm assuming that when the river was higher, the water from the river would flow straight into the canal basin. There's the old railway bridge.
It was Haytor granite.
They did what, sorry?
That is Haytor granite.
Right.
They used it for construction of many prestigious buildings in London.
Oh, okay. So they pulled granite. I'm sure when I looked it up last time, it was clay.
Yeah, there were several feeders. Some were bringing clay, and some of it was bringing Haytor granite.
Okay, makes sense. That was a Stove Canal. We're going to wander down and see if we can find some more. We did see some signposts for another basin, so we're going to wander off and see if we can find that as well. Unfortunately, the tea room's shut, so no tea for us today. But apart from that, it's been a beautiful day. Sun's out. It's a lovely walk. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame we didn't know about it before, because we would have been down here on the bikes, borrowed a dog. So anyway, bye for now.
Hope you enjoyed this video and our look around the Stover Canal. If you did, please like, subscribe and comment, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.